Hey, crafters, can you check out my couch? So, my name's Jenny. Hi. Today is Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. Check out my couch. Do you remember when I had a stack of bins? Okay, they were like 3 layers deep. They're all gone. I've taken care of every single bin that was on my couch. Now, I don't remember if I showed you guys the stuff that was on my floor. So here's my other set of bins. I've already taken care of stuff here in the corner, which was actually Christmas stuff, Christmas cards. And I took care of bins here yesterday on Monday. So now we're going to tackle another one of these bins here. Because, can you see me okay? Because I am making progress, and I'm feeling good today. I'm actually in a little bit of a time crunch. I've only got about an hour to do some work, but that's fine. Be amazed at what kind of work you can get done in an hour. Alright, so that bin or that bin. Let's go with random yarn bin number 13, and let's take a look at what's in here and what I can relocate. Okay. There's a blanket in here made with Hirschner's 2-ply yarn, so I'm going to go put this in my blanket pile, and I will be right back. I am always fighting the light in my house. Notes on Skylar's blanket, and I just put the yarn for that over there in my project pile. My comfy cotton from Lion Brand, a blanket that I started making with their chai latte, and I can't remember the name of this color. And I have another ball of the yarn on my shelf, so this goes into my project pile. I'll be right back. Okay, I know you can't see the bin because it's over on my couch, but when I turn the camera that way, my windows are throwing in some sunlight. It's throwing off the lighting in the camera. So this is Lion Brand Ice Cream Sprinkles yarn. And I have 2, 3, 4 other colors, and I was making a project. I didn't like the way it was turning out, so I'm going to frog this. And there's the hook I was using, tucked inside of a ball. So I won't need the hook anymore. I'm going to put this back in my hook case, and this is going to go in my pile of sprinkle yarn that I'm frogging, okay? Okay, so when I buy a new yarn, I like to do sample squares to see how the yarn works up. Oh, to see what kind of stretch it has, what kind of give it has, and how well it feels on the hook, how well it feels in my hands as I'm using it. So this is Loops and Threads Impeccable from Michaels, and I do like it. I like the softness of it, and at some point I'll do a yarn review on it, although I've been doing little mini yarn reviews as I go along, right? So there's a handful of squares that are solid granny squares, and they're 3 rounds. Then I have just 2 rounds of solid grannies. So these are, I consider these samples, and I have a spot where I'm putting all of my little samples as I come across them, because I have an idea for them, but it's a secret. I'm not getting to that part yet. So remember, I told you guys that not all of my yarn bids are full of yarn. Some of them are full of projects. So I was taking leftover baby yarn, which is in size yarn weight number 3. It's lightweight, light medium, light worsted. Ladies in the UK call it DK weight. And I was making little granny squares out of them. which they're all tangled, okay? So I still have some more number 3 lightweight yarn, and I plan on making these into a baby blanket. So for now, they go into my project pile and not in my yarn bin. Talk about a random yarn bin. Okay, so I am going to work on the rest of this bin, but I mean, at this point, it is small, random stuff, and it's going to take me 20 trips to put it in the spots where it belongs, whether it's being donated, thrown away, or put in the project pile. So I'm going to stop filming for now. I'll come back and I'll show you the bin when it's empty, okay? Because you guys really don't want to see me do this one piece at a time, because that would be boring, right? I'll catch up with you when the bin's empty, okay? Okay guys, so the bin is empty. I have a bag I can throw away and another bag I can throw away. I have a yarn label which goes into a pile because it belongs to a project that I probably haven't done a video on yet. And little bits of yarn that you cannot actually do anything with. Okay, so that's being thrown away. Now, I am undecided on what to do with this. It is Loops and Threads Charisma. It is a bulky weight yarn. It is a number 5 bulky, and the color is Lakeside, and I really like this color, and I don't know if they still make it. I made a blanket out of it, and this is what was left over plus this little bit right here, and I really liked it, and I would like to make another blanket. So I'm undecided on whether or not I should keep the yarn or if I should just let it go and then buy new stuff when I'm ready. So I am a little stuck on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit it off to the side, and I will take the rest of the day to think about it and then go from there. I also have this ball of Patton's Croy socks. It is, I think it's wool. Is it all wool or a wool acrylic blend? 75% washable wool and 25% nylon. I was going to use this and mix it with a solid shade of purple and make a hat out of it, but you see that I haven't done it yet. So because it is such a tiny little ball of yarn, I'm thinking, okay, well, I can go ahead and stick that on my shelf and go ahead and keep it because it's tiny and it'll fit. So I don't know. So I am struggling with that. So these two, I'm not quite sure what to do with. So I'm going to let them sit, let them marinate, and then hopefully by the end of the day I will decide what I'm doing with it. Okay, so I also found, this is my winter hat. I made this a couple of years ago. I found my hat in the bin, and the reason it was in the bin is because, hey, I made a pom-pom for it, but I haven't put the pom-pom on yet. So I'm going to sit today and I'm going to put the pom-pom on my hat. So this way it's a project that's finished. Because I wear my hat in the winter now every year for the last oh my goodness, it's been 3 years since I made my hat. I used to wear it when I was picking the kids up from school when they were younger and still in elementary school and middle school. So I like my hat. It's 2 strands of yarn held together. It is Karen Simply Soft in their off-white, and then kind of like sock yarn. I think it was a number 2 sport weight that I used. I made my hat. So I'm going to put my pom-pom on my hat today and call it done, right? And then the last bit that's in this bin is Red Heart Soft Essentials. This is what it looks like in the skein, okay? It's a number 5 bulky, and it's pink, white, and gray. And I really liked it, and I had made a blanket with it. But I did not, by the time I was done, and I had gone through 4 or 5 skeins of yarn, by the time I was done with all of it, I just did not like it. So I took a day, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I frogged the whole thing. So I have all these cakes because I ripped the blanket out. I took it apart. So I have all these cakes of yarn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I must have gone through 6 skeins of yarn. And then this little baggie that were the little bits that were left over. And a ball of white that I was using to mix with it. Because it's not an official project, right? And the yarn's not wound up in a skein. It's a hand wound cake. I can't donate that yarn in its cake form as leftovers, and I can't sell it. But I don't want to throw it away. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to keep it, and when the week's over and I'm done with all these bins, I think I'm going to sit down with some yarn and make a baby blanket. It's kind of like a reward for doing all of this hard work. Because baby blankets are quick and easy, and I can knock them out just like that. Because I actually haven't crocheted anything in months since I've been living with all this. So there we go. Today's Tuesday. I emptied out random yarn bin number 3. Alright. Let me go put the empty bin in my pile. Be right back. Oh, I know. Alright, crafters. So, that's it for the moment for filming. I am going to sit down and I'm going to put my pom-pom on my hat, because that should only take me a few minutes. And then I'm going to sit with my Lion Brand ice cream sprinkle yarn, and I'm going to frog that, okay? That's what I'm doing before I do anything else, okay? And I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Or later. Or tonight. Tomorrow. I don't know. I'll see. There we go. My pom-pom is now on my hat after 4 years. I look completely different with a hat on. It don't look like me, right? But there, check. Can you see it? My pom-pom? So, 5 minutes, and there's a project that's done. Alright, now I'm going to go sit and frog. Do you guys want to see what a frogged project looks like? So this is what they look like in the squares that I made. And this is what it looks like completely frogged. Now it's time to roll it up into a ball. Now, how do you like that? I used my handy dandy yarn winder. Oh my goodness. Handy dandy yarn winder. I bought this from Michael's, I don't know, like 10 years ago. I spent like 20 bucks on it, and it actually does really well in a pinch, okay? Because that was a lot of yarn to wind up. So, there we go. I put it into 2 different cakes. I'm going to go stick it in my cabinet that has all my variegated yarn in it. And then I'll do these 2. Okay, crafters, it is still Tuesday. It's almost 4 in the afternoon. It is taking me about an hour, a little over an hour, hour and a half, to cake up this yarn from projects that I frogged. So I'm going to go put this away, and I am done for today. I'm done for today.